Yum, 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 yum. Hello and welcome to Cooking with KDanger. I'm your host, KDanger. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to create one of my favorite recipes. It's super easy. It's really fucking good. And it's cheap too. I was at Costco yesterday and their pork tenderloins were on sale for $5 off. So that's an incredible deal considering how much food we're actually going to get out of these giant slabs of meat. It's going to be super easy to follow along. I'm going to show you guys now how it's done. There's, you got the big boys in here. This is what we want. We want these big honkin' hogs. I guess they're boneless pork loin, not tenderloin. Anyway, they've already leaked into my newly cleaned fridge. So we've got our pork tenderloins that were on sale. You can see this one was $17.35 minus $5 for that, which will give you the total. This one was $18.33. So I'm going to set the camera up and I'm going to start showing you what we're going to do with these guys. Okay, so one of the things that I'm not going to do is show you how many times I wash my hands. I just did wash them and I cleaned out the fridge. I wash my hands after touching anything. I'm constantly washing them. I'm an absolute freak. But that's what you need to do to keep things clean in the kitchen. You need to be constantly washing your hands and keeping things sanitary. Because otherwise you're going to give yourself some fucking meat disease. These guys are really wet. They must have been frozen at some point, and you can see there's a lot of liquid built up in here. So I'm going to be dabbing them dry, cutting them up on here on the cutting board, and then throwing my finished chops into this bowl. Get ready to watch me get covered in meat juice. There's only so much that a boy can do, right? I'm just going to try to get this guy reasonably dry. Damp. Oh my god. All right, so you can see there's a huge amount of fat on the top of this. I like the fat a lot, and you can use it when you're cooking this to render and add a little bit of extra flavor to your dish. Cut it off if you want to, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna keep it. Let's start at the top. So this is actually pretty even, and I like to cut like 2-inch maybe chops out of here. I like really big, thick boys. Nice sharp knife. Okay, so guys, this is what you want. Beautiful, nice and porky. So I'm just gonna keep going. This one's a little bit uneven in terms of size, but like, I don't care. I'm an amateur chef, not a pro. Get ready for the juice. Oh, and a big piece of fat just fell off that. That's great. Hey, bub, out of there, out. Look at that discipline. Again, this is really simple. Like, this is not, you do not need to have any type of professional training. You just want like a sharp knife. I like thick boys. Okay, look at this. This is fucking heavy. Look at all this meat. So you're probably all wondering, oh, okay, what do I do next? What do I do next? I've got all this meat. It's gonna go bad. No, it won't go bad because we're gonna vacuum seal it and then we're gonna throw a shit ton of it in the freezer. What is this? What's this stuff? This is a vacuum sealer and these are vacuum seal bags. I'm gonna vacuum seal all of that meat because my preferred method of cooking, these pork chops, pork loins, I don't know what they're called. These pork steaks is gonna be sous vide. And I'm gonna show you just how fucking easy it is to cook sous vide too. You're gonna love it. I've been sweaty this entire time too. Cheers. So I have this big roll. This has a very convenient like blade inside of it right here that I'm gonna use to cut myself out a bunch of these bags. Put it in here and I just like slide this across and bam, look, there you go, wow. Then what you do is you take your bag, put it in here, lock it, and then I seal it. Oh my gosh, what happened? Look, it's sealed. Wow. Now, what you want to do is you want to take your vacuum seal bags and flip them inside out. You need a proper seal. All right, so I'm gonna put 4 pork chops in each of these bags, if I can fit them. So I'm gonna take this guy. All right, then I'm gonna get them nicely arranged in here. Now we have our pork chops. They're ready to seal, and let's go. Let's try it, let's do it. I have my vacuum level on high, my seal time on extended, so it's like a really quality seal, and then I press vacuum and seal, and look, here it goes. Isn't that a wonderful sound? She's done. Look at that. 4 sealed pork chops in a vacuum sealed bag that I can throw right in the freezer or straight into the sous vide. All right, I'm gonna do the rest of these, and then we'll count them and do a little bit of math and see what the cost per pork loin steak is. Oh, let's have a little seltzer. Cheers. We're done. Okay. Here's the fat sack. Yeah, 26. What does that come out to per pork chop? We'll do the math, and I'll put it on the screen right there. That's the cost per pork chop. But then there's the labor, so you have to work. I mean, that's hard, right? Come with me as I go to the freezer. Oh, 5 pork chops. All right. There we go. Bubba, look at this guy. He's out of control. He's out of control. I just put my bag, my vacuum sealed bag of pork chops in the sous vide. I use this little clip to hold it in one place because otherwise it can go swimming around. And then plug this in. And what we do for pork chops, KDanger style, is 130 for 3 hours. Start. So this is gonna warm up. You can see we're starting at 98 degrees because I tried to put hot water in here. And then once it hits my desired temperature, it will beep to inform me that it's there. And then it's gonna stay at that temperature for 3 hours. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna cook the pork chop in the middle to the exact temperature that I want. And then all I have to do is sear the meat itself, the outside, to get a really nice crust, and then perfect pork chop in the middle. And you know, I'm gonna have to season it and shit like that, but like basically it's gonna be done. Amazing. I'm incredible. All right, welcome back. I have tremendous news. The sous vide it's done. Here's the bag. I love sopping wet meat. So here's what our pork chops look like right now. They're incredibly unappetizing looking. They're kind of pinkish. They're globular. So guys, we have our sous vide pork chops out of the bag. They're on paper towels. And one of my favorite rules in cooking is you want to get your meat dry as a bone in order to build up a really nice crust. If you have wet meat going into a hot pan, you're gonna be losing a hell of a lot of opportunity, a hell of a lot of flavor. So what I'm doing is I'm patting these dry. It doesn't need to be like absolutely perfect, but like get them as dry as you can. This is no longer raw meat, so handling it, you don't need to be as sensitive. This is technically cooked, even though it looks fucking disgusting. Like, yeah. I'm feeling really good. All right, so we have our sopping wet, soggy meat right here. Beautiful. It's dried up a little bit. we're gonna get our pan super fucking hot. This is a carbon steel pan that I've had for ages. It's really well seasoned. We want to get the pan as hot as possible. We're gonna put down just a little bit of oil, and we're gonna just basically like absolutely blast with heat each side of these pork chops, take them right off, and then they're ready to go right away. You don't need to worry at all about checking temperature or anything like that. Like, it's done. These are done. They're just hideous right now, and the texture isn't right. We're gonna do this really simple, okay? Salt and pepper, and we're gonna do some high smoke point oil. You can add other seasoning to it. Like, I don't know, I like to do like an adobo seasoning sometimes. Maybe that's what we'll do today. Adobo to the mix. And what I would normally serve this with would be like a mushroom gravy, which I'm not gonna make today because I'm lazy. And then as a vegetable, like, I don't know, broccoli is always a safe choice, but you could do Brussels sprouts, you could do bok choy, some nice dark green, maybe spinach would be good with this, and a side of rice is generally how I'll do it. You're gonna see over here too, you can see I have one little pat of butter. I'm gonna use that at the end in order to give it a nice rich flavor. We're cooking this basically like steak. I would do the exact same thing except a slightly different temperature if I was cooking steak. Okay, so we're starting to smoke a bit, so that's a good sign. Let's get our oil down. Doink, like I said, just a little bit. Because there's also some fat that I left on here, if you remember from earlier. I'm gonna try to sizzle some of that fat up to start in order to, there we go, in order to give us a little extra natural oil, animal oil in here. Let's see if I can balance them. I'm gonna try to balance them so that it's just cooking the fat. Oh. And we're rendering that a little bit. Oops. And don't forget, guys, I'm an amateur chef. I just really like cooking, but I'm not a professional. So if you have any feedback, I'll take it. Okay. Whoa. Again, amateur chef, okay? Also, I'm not somebody who like says, oh my God, you can only flip it once. Like, flip it as many times as you want, all right? Let's get some butter in here. Whoop. Ooh, yeah, see, that's what you want. Any professional chefs out there who have any problems with what I'm doing here, you can fucking fight me, okay? Let's get some seasoning on this shit. We need salt, we need pepper, and let's do some adobis. Make sure I get all that butter all over it. Ooh, yeah, look at that. Aren't these beautiful? I'm taking feedback, but like, I think these look pretty fucking good. Now I'm gonna pour my juices. So you can see that was like really, really fast. Let's do a little slice and see how we did. Look at that. So it's beautiful. This is perfect. And it's really fucking juicy. Like, look at that. Hold on. You see that juice in there? Oh, yeah. Oh my God. Fuck yeah. That's delicious. Let's continue slicing. It's super juicy. The texture is perfect. It's really tender. Look at that. There you have it, guys. KDanger's sous vide pork chops. Just salt, pepper, and a little bit of adobo seasoning. But you can really take this base recipe and do a lot with it. Like I mentioned, mushroom gravy is really fucking good with pork chops. Really easy to make also. It's fucking dope. Here, you guys want to see? You guys want to see another slice? Oh yeah. Bubba really wants some. Bubba? Not for him. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. Could you do this at home? Did I fuck anything up? Or am I an incredible, inspired genius of the culinary arts? Oh. Join me next time for more delicious cooking fun from your buddy, KDanger. Bye, everybody. Yum, 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 yum. It's good shit.